I want you to help me welcome warrior. She's not a survivor, she's a warrior. Kim Wegand to share her thoughts.
Thank you for being here. Please forgive me if I get a little emotional. I just had my last chemo on Tuesday. In February of last year, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. Had a lot of radiation last year, a lot of external, internal radiation. I had chemo last year. I thought I was done. Thought I was going to be good to go, get back to normal life. Well, it fooled me. In February, it showed up on my right lung, and it was tiny. So I thought, it's going to be something else. It's COVID, or it's this, or it's just a mistake on the scan. So we waited until May, and sure enough, it wasn't a mistake. Sorry. So in May, it was confirmed it was a metastasis to my lung, and I didn't handle it very well. I had part of my lung removed in June. I'm sorry, this is the steroids. It makes it really difficult to stay calm. Had part of my lung removed, and then I started chemo again. But this time was really, really different, and this is where you come in. Last year, we didn't know about GYN. In fact, we found out after my lung surgery, got the packet, and I really, really hesitated because I thought, I got through this once, I can do it again. I have fantastic support network with my friends and my family. I can do this. Well, fooled me again. I was in bad shape. And I talked to my husband about going up to get the wig because within 3 days my hair was completely gone. And he really encouraged me. You need something. We need support. Called and got an appointment. And I'll tell you, the whole way up there I was trying to talk my way out of it. I'm not a joiner. I'm not a person to ask for help. It goes against my grain. We walked in that door, and I have described walking, I think I described it to the board meeting as like when you've had a really long day and your feet just hurt and you're tired and your whole body's worn out, but then you get out that pair of slippers and your feet just slide in, and there's that little divot where your heel sits, and maybe the bunion has its own little divot, and it just feels right. And you can just take a deep breath and let it out and know you're in a safe place. Immediately walking through that door, that's what it felt like. We went in, my husband came with me because I wasn't comfortable driving at that point. They made him feel part of the whole thing. Ryan is the best wig fitter and the best. Try this one, try that one. No, that doesn't look right. This one's better. She's perfect for her job. We were having so much fun in that room that Jan came in, stood in the doorway at like, what is going on in here? This is too much fun. She introduced herself and went back to her office. We went down the hall, went past Jan's office. It took us an hour to get past Jan's office because we stood and talked. We just talked and we laughed, and my husband cried like 4 times, made us all cry. But that was where I found my what. What is the point? I wasn't interested in why is this happening to me. Didn't want to know. I wanted to know what is my what. Found my what. It was right there the whole time. So we leave, finally, let them get back to work. Ryan's informed me that she's hooked me up with the Facebook page. So the first thing I do, get in the car, take a selfie, because I'm so proud of my new hair. I like it so much better than my old hair. I don't care if it grows. It cannot grow back. I'm just okay with that. And I can throw it at people at ball games, so. First thing I do after I take the selfie and send it to my friends, I pull up a Facebook page. And there's a post, and it's a picture of this little girl with this hair that's going all over the place. And she's got a really unhappy look on her face. And this woman talks about how she's so uncomfortable with her hair and she doesn't know what to do with it, and you can just hear the discontent in her what she's writing. And I respond immediately, you gotta go. Just go try it. Just get yourself up there, walk in the door, you won't regret it. I made 2 fantastic new friends, and it's a place where I really, really feel understood and heard. And I don't have to say it, they already know how I feel. Without me even trying to say it or having to listen to somebody, it's okay, I know how you feel, because you don't until you do. And so I encouraged her to go. So then right away, another woman says, well, why aren't you going? Well, it's a transportation issue. Immediately, that other woman says, I'm private messaging you, we're gonna make this work. And I saw, that was my second actually, wow, this is the what. This is the communication, this is the support, this is the interaction. These are the real people going through this that I needed. Last year when I went through treatment, radiation, there was a very young woman. Her and her husband would come in with their little tiny baby. She would get them settled, they would call her back, and she would go back and have her radiation. Come to find out, she was just a couple weeks behind me, getting the same sort of treatment I was having, including the internal radiation. On my last day of internal radiation, don't ever Google internal radiation for cervical cancer, it will upset you. I say that jokingly. She was having her first one while I was in there having my last. My husband and her mother spent a lot of time talking and offering each other support and advice. I had wondered, up until that visit to GYN in that parking lot, whatever happened to her. And I fussed and I worried and I prayed. That little baby and that mother with this little baby and this husband trying to support this little baby and his wife who's desperately sick. I found her on that Facebook page that same day, and I said, hey, are you the lady? I think I recognize your picture. And she said yes, and I was able to say to her, I have thought about you every day for over a year. And she said, my mom thinks about your husband all the time and wonders how you are. Another one of those, why GYNCA's here? Why you are here. The difference between not having GYNCA last year and this year, I don't have words. I do not have the words to thank you enough. One thing I've learned in this journey is you can be a half empty sort of glass person, or you can be a glass half full sort of person. My takeaway from this is my glass will always, always be refillable. Always be refillable. Always. I'll have that for the rest of my life, knowing